Hi, happy Saturday. Today I'm going to read from a writing prompt that my writers group did about 2 years ago when we first all kind of moved to Zoom meetings. It was a way to just try to get more people to come because we were so used to meeting like face to face that, I don't know, a lot of people didn't initially want to go to the Zoom meetings. Plus we figured, I guess, maybe they were going to be temporary, but 2 years later and we're still just doing Zoom meetings. But now everybody kind of goes to them. So anyways, one of the things that my writers group had decided to do is they did a few prompt suggestions, and they kind of eventually petered out when more people started going to the regular meetings. They still do, I think, like a log after dark where you could bring like spicier tales and like things that, for me, for instance, I write horror, so things that maybe are a little bit more gory that you wouldn't take to the normal meetings, you can take to the log after dark. So, but I did participate in the writing prompts that they did. There were like 2, 3 maybe, I think. But one of them was like a first line kind of situation where you start your story with like the same first line. You didn't have to. You could put it anywhere you wanted. It was just kind of a fun exercise to do to, like, I don't know, give us something to do, get the creative juices flowing, and get people to come to like the Zoom meetings. So the one that I'm going to read to you today, the line started with, "I still remember the day I was born." So I'm not going to tell you anything else about it until the ending. All right, so let's get into it. I don't have it titled. It's just called Writing Prompt. "I still remember the day I was born," I muse. "Impressive," my sister deadpans, clearly not believing me. "Yeah, okay," my mother replies from the adjacent room. I sit up straight on the love seat. "So neither one of you believe me?" I ask. "And how did you hear me?" I shout to my mom. "Half the time I'm in the same room as you and you can't hear me." My sister smirks and a chuckle escapes her lips. "I heard that, Susie," my mother chides my sister. We both start laughing. "How?" I ask again, amazed. My mom enters the room with 2 cups of coffee. "Because I know when my kids are lying, and I know when they're making fun of me. Consider it part of a mother's intuition." I reach for my cup and my sister takes hers. My mom turns and leaves to retrieve her drink. She comes back in and sits across from me in one of the 2 overstuffed chairs. My sister's in the other one. I take a sip and set my coffee down on the low table in front of me. "Don't like it?" my mom asks as she drinks what I assume is tea. She tries to avoid coffee when she can, something about it being too acidic for her. "Too hot," I mumble with a grin. I know I'm dreaming. I can often tell, but don't do anything to stop the flow of images around me. I'm simply aware. I hear murmured voices, but can't tell where they're coming from. My movement is constricted, which I find uncomfortable but not painful. For a brief moment, I'm not breathing, as the band tightens around me and I panic. The tightness is all-encompassing, and I find I don't like this dream. It's not a nightmare, but I feel my anxiety rise. I struggle to wake up. Alternating lights of red and black shift in the gloom as I squirm. My eyes pop open and I inhale a lungful of air, which I immediately cough back out. I wasn't suffocating. It was just a dream, I tell myself. Calm down. I take a few slow breaths as my coughing abates. I can breathe, and nothing is binding me. My heart rate returns to normal and my eyelids feel heavy. I take a deep breath, roll onto my side, sigh into my pillow, and fall back asleep. "Hey, Suze," I greet my sister as we meet up for lunch. "Hey, Nick," she answers back with a smile. Together we walk inside and stand in line. "Do you know what you want?" I ask. Susie chuckles. "Do you have to ask? I always get the same thing." "Yeah," I sigh, jealous as I look over the menu board. We're quiet for a minute while I choose something to eat. The line moves a little, and I have my items ready in my head. I turn to my sister as we shuffle forward. "I've been having strange dreams lately." "Oh yeah? What about?" "I think it's about my birth." "What? Really?" "Yeah," I shake my head. We shuffle forward again as the line moves. Go figure. I make a joke at Mom's the other day, and now I've jinxed myself. My sister laughs at me. Seems so. We move up to the counter and place our orders, going Dutch. They give us our table numbers, and we pick a place to sit and wait. "So what exactly are the dreams about?" Susie asks as we settle into our chairs. I sigh and glance at the table near us. It's not too close, but I still feel embarrassed talking about a birth dream. And there's not much to tell. It's more sensations than anything visual. My sister gives me her attention, saying nothing. She seems intrigued. I hear people talking, I continue on, but can't make out what they're saying. Like the adults in Charlie Brown? I chuckle. Sort of, but less muted trumpet and more talking over each other through a thick blanket. Gotcha, she says. Go on. I take a breath trying to remember. I can't breathe in the dream. That doesn't really worry me. I can tell it's not real, but the lights get to me. What lights? I frown as I recall the parts I don't like. Maybe lights isn't the right word. The colors don't come from one direction. They surround me, making up the whole scene. It just alternates between red and black, back and forth, like a slow strobe light. She looks at me for a moment, perhaps in thought. Well, if it's about you being born, maybe it symbolizes blood and darkness. It's not like it's bright in the uterus. Darkness, huh? I smile at her insight, but feel a little uneasy. Maybe, but it feels sinister. It's the dream again, third time this week. I feel more constricted than normal. I can't move at all, no matter how hard I try. Am I thrashing in real life? I'm normally not claustrophobic, but I'm beginning to feel that way now. I don't like this. The voices in the dream were louder this time, and closer too. I can almost make out what they're saying. The red and black pulsing is gone. I'm left only in the darkness. I struggle again, to no avail, and feel myself yell, but no sound comes out. I thrash more, but am only squeezed tighter. I can't breathe. I can't. My eyes pop open. I can make in my room in the dim light. My breathing is slightly erratic, but is evening out quickly. I try to sit up, but can't move. I can't move. Why can't I move? I squirm and writhe as an unpanicked part of my brain realizes the problem. The sheets are tangled around me. I can't seem to get them loose. I take a jagged breath and force myself to relax. Then take another breath, this one deeper, and finally calm down. I pull a pinned arm out from the sheet and start to strip it away, chuckling to myself a trifle uneasily, attempting to banish the nightmare I was having. I sit forward and pull the last of the sheet away from my foot, but it doesn't come free as easily. The fabric's still tucked into the bottom of the mattress. I give it a yank and nearly fall off the bed. I catch myself and laugh at my foolishness, having failed to notice how close to the edge I was. Thank goodness my bed is only a foot or two off the floor. My sister's laughter rings out on the front porch of my mom's house. Too bad I wasn't there to film you falling off your bed. Sounds funny. Almost? What? She asks. I almost fell off the bed. I caught myself, I say indignantly before a small smile follows. She grins back. Still would have been funny, she retorts. The red and black pulsing is back, and the tightness is near unbearable. I squirm and feel myself being pushed forward. My throat is thick with mucus. I try to cough it out, but it doesn't dislodge. I'm pushed forward again. The murmured voices grow louder and distinct. Almost there. I think I see a head. Keep pushing. The child is nearly here. The pulsing colors shift as the constricted feeling lifts. A brightness fills my vision, forcing me to keep my eyes closed. Hands touch me and a rough fabric rubs across my skin. I feel cold and nauseous as I'm passed from person to person. I can't see them. The light hurts my eyes. There's a sharp pain across my butt and I wail. Is the baby okay? I hear a woman faintly ask. Mom? I look around but can't make out much. My vision is blurry. The faces surrounding me are old, but that's all I determine before they wrap me tightly in a blanket and set me down. I try to look again, but all I see is black lace and a hand reaching out. I attempt to shrink back, but I have nowhere to go. I protest and it comes out as a cry. The cold, wrinkled hand touches my face. I cringe, but the hand only lingers for a moment. It comes back briefly to hang a shiny object above my head. I strain my eyes to make out what it is, but it sways, and everything is still out of focus. And that's it, Susie asks as we meet up at our mom's house. I take a deep breath and exhale. Yeah. I haven't had any more of those creepy dreams in days. My sister takes a drink of her coffee as I let mine cool. And you have no idea who the people were or what they put above you, she asks. Nope, And none, I reply. A grin forms on Susie's face as she sits forward, setting her cup down on the low table. You know, Nick, what you described sounds very familiar. Really? I quirk an eyebrow at her. Yeah. Sounds like Rosemary's Baby. The black lace bassinet, the shiny object above you, which was probably an inverted cross, the creepy old people. She trails off. I scoff. Okay, I see the similarity, but this felt personal. Like I actually experienced this. Well, Mom always jokes that you're the devil's kid. I roll my eyes. Yeah, but only because I have 666 in my social. She's not serious. And besides, I point out, her name is Jane. Rosemary Jane, our mom whispers from the doorway. So there you go. That's the story. That's the end. I hope you liked it. And I lied. I do have a title for this. It's called Rosemary, but if I told you that, it would have given away the ending. So let me know what you thought of it and leave comments down below. I do reply to them. And next week we'll do cloud art again. So see you again in 2 weeks.